This is the marble board from Sonoma. It measures 24 inches by 16 inches, and the thickness, I believe, is ½ an inch, which I wanted so that it blends in seamlessly with the existing countertops in the kitchen. Because if I were to go a lot thicker than this, then it wouldn't look as natural or as original to the countertops. The board is very beautiful, but it did come with a few scratches, which is disappointing because, you know, after the money you spent on something like this, you're expecting it to come in perfect condition. But other than that, it's okay and it's good. It did also come with a few yellow hues to the marble. I don't think it's worth the hassle of returning. It will be going right here in the kitchen in this spot. So it turns out that this rectangular area right here in the countertops measure exactly 24 inches by 16 inches. So I was really happy to find a marble board that could fit that space. The only thing though is that I'll have to remove this little strip of wood right here that was put in for some reason and probably glued down too, because this looks like glue. So I'll have to remove this so that the marble fits exactly. So this is what the marble looks like, and it's gonna go in that space that I mentioned. Before that though, I want to move this bowl right here. This is where I keep my dish sponge, the soap, and as you can see, the gloves. And I don't really want to keep it on the countertops anymore because it doesn't look very good, and since this area is so open plan and open space, this has to be hidden away. So I just put it underneath the sink. And now, this marble top, let's see how it looks in its spot. Let me just move this set of things. So it does fit pretty perfectly, even without this wooden piece right there. And as you can see, the height or thickness of this marble is pretty good and pretty perfect, because had I gone a bit higher than this, I don't think it would have looked as good and as realistic. So I'm really happy with that. And as you can see right here, I have another marble piece, and this is actually a vintage marble that came from a vintage console table that I bought like 8 years ago or 9 years ago. When I moved to Westchester, the day of the move, actually the marble top broke in like 3-4 pieces because the person handling it was not careful enough. So I salvaged this marble and I'm using it as extra counter space right next to the stove. This is perfect space for me to wash dishes. I don't really need anything else because since it's just me, I'm not really dirtying as many dishes as you would think. And I can wash them pretty quickly just with this bit of space I have here. This countertop that I just created for myself has been amazing to have, because if I'm standing here cooking on the stovetop, I can put my little ingredients here, for example, and even if I'm opening the fridge and taking something out, I can place it here and I don't have to necessarily turn around and put it on the island. So it's been really nice having this here. And to match it, I basically thought, why not get another piece of marble? And I was hoping they did match in color, and they clearly don't. This is Carrara marble, and this one is statuary, I believe. So the hues are completely different. So that's a little bit disappointing, but I do like having the idea of a real marble top on this side of the kitchen. This is what it looks like, and hopefully the camera is catching the difference in hues in these two marble types. The Carrara marble is a bit more grayish in undertone, and the statuary, if that's statuary, is a bit more white. I really love this statuary marble. And despite the fact that it's a vintage marble, it still looks in such great condition. And actually, when I received it, back when I bought the console table, it was in a polished finish, but over the years it has kind of dulled down and has gone into a honed finish naturally. And then here is a close-up of the Carrara marble board that I got from Sonoma. I'm surprised I won't have to actually remove this wooden piece. I was hoping I didn't have to because it's just another added thing that I have to do. So I'm actually liking that the marble is not tumbling, it's not wobbly or anything. So I'm just gonna leave that wooden piece right there, maybe just paint it eventually so that it blends in with the wall. The more I look at it, the more I don't think I like the fact that the two marbles are not matching. And since this one is vintage and it's kind of sentimental because it did come from a console table that I purchased years ago, I'm not planning on getting rid of this one, but I am willing to get rid of this one. So I'm gonna live with it for a few days, a few weeks maybe, and see how I feel about having it here and not match my precious marble here. But if I don't end up liking it, I will be listing it on Facebook Market and Craigslist OfferUp and see if someone wants to purchase it. I'll also look into the return policy with Williams Sonoma to see if I am given 30 days to experience this product. If they do accept it after 30 days or within the 30 days, I will return it to them and just make that process a lot more seamless for me. Because if you know the struggle that it is to post things online for sale and to wait for someone to purchase it, you understand that's not something I want to go through. Right here above that countertop, I'm planning on putting a vintage oil painting that I got off of eBay. It's beautiful and it's depicting I forgot the flower, pansies and pears. So I'm very much looking forward to that when it arrives, and I'll put it right on that wall so that as you walk in from the hallway, you basically see the living room and the kitchen, and then you'll be able to see the vintage piece right there. That's gonna look really cool. But even here standing, you can see the difference in hues in the marbles. So I wish they had matched. It's all right though. This is a piece that came with the console table. So it's the same marble that you see right there, but unfortunately this is not the dimensions I needed for that space where the Carrara marble is. So I'm just using it as a tray right now. That's the second piece, and the third piece is in the living room and I'm using it as a tray as well. So I'm making use of the marble because it would have been a shame to get rid of it just because it broke. And I was really lucky to find that this particular piece did fit in this space in my kitchen, although not all the way. As you can see, there's a gap right there, but that's okay. And yeah, right here, I'm gonna put another marble piece, but this time it'll be a 5-inch deep shelf, which I already bought, and it's patiently waiting right there for me to install, or rather for someone to come over and install it. I already have someone scheduled for that, and they'll be coming this weekend or next weekend. This is a Carrara marble shower niche actually, but I'm repurposing it and using it as a marble shelf. It's 60 inches long, 5 inches deep, and I'm very excited to use it because I just want to display things. I feel like the walls here in this apartment are so bare that it's a good idea to start displaying all my favorite things, like vintage finds from eBay, Etsy, etc. I actually ordered last night. I ordered a set of 3 shelves, floating shelves, and I'll be putting them right here. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm really excited for that because it'll be another opportunity for me to display things that I like and to give the walls some life, because as you can see right now, they're all pretty bare. Let me give you a close-up of what the marble looks like. This is the same marble that I have in the kitchen from that console table. And I love the rub edges. As you can see, it has broken into pieces and the edges are still rough, which I like. While I'm at it and while I'm here, I'll show you this gorgeous book that I got signed actually by Katharine Pooley herself. I won it on an Instagram competition a few years ago, and this is the very first time I've unveiled this book at all. I had it in storage, so I'm pretty excited to have it here on my coffee table. And let me show you her signature right there. This is a gorgeous coffee book of her work. Let's see if I can find a page. This is her. Whoops. That's not good. I hope it didn't break. Oh, still good. And that's a big mess I'll clean up in a bit. But so far, all the Marabou pieces are arriving, and I'm happy aside from the fact that these two do not match in color. You know, I want to show you this quick little hack I did on a whim, unplanned and unexpectedly as well. I bought this frame from Homegoods a few days ago, and I really like it. It's from the Rachel Zoe line. And what I did is just place a beautiful scene of a breakfast inside. I still have to cut this section from the card because indeed it is a card from this set of greeting cards that I have. I'm gonna try to link these because I've found them and I have no idea where they're from. But this is what they look like. This is the box. And these are all the beautiful Polaroid cards inside. Let me show you a few. When you open it, this is the first one you see, and it's a beautiful looking Polaroid card. And they're obviously blank inside for you to write nice notes to people. These are all the photos you get. So I thought this was such a cool idea. So I'm hoping I can find a link for you online. It's always good to have greeting cards at home in case you have to give someone a card. A thank you note. So that's that. So I took one of them and I placed it inside this frame because I did really like the whole coffee scene. Or what is this? I'm not really sure what that is, but it looks like a coffee shop scene with strawberries. I think those are. And they look really nice just placed right here. Eventually I'll cut this excess from it, or maybe I won't because I might end up using it as a card itself, not as a frame placeholder. This candle I also got from Homegoods, and it smells really good. If I find a 3-wick candle at Homegoods that smells good, I always usually get it because they last a lot longer and they look really good. The substantial size of them I really like. They fill up the space. This one smells amazing. It's a really soft scent. I'm quite against strong, potent smells in candles. This one is great. I'll see if I can link it too. And let me show you what I did to connect, finally, this lamp right at the island. So let me move all these unsightly things so you can get a better idea of what it looks like when it's actually cleaned up. I wanted to keep this lamp on the island, as I mentioned a few videos back, but obviously the island doesn't come with a plug or with outlets. So I had to find a solution. And what I did is I purchased a 10 feet extension, which I connected right here. Luckily, I do have an outlet close by. So I connected this extension and I ran it down and I attached it to the island right there. And the whole idea right now, it's actually resting right there, but that's not the plan. The plan is to put this underneath the table itself right there. Eventually, when I find a system for that, maybe just some straps that I can screw into the wood. Oh, and I did that with some command strips, but unfortunately they're not strong enough to be held upside down, so they came apart. So that's why I'm keeping the extension right here for now. And this particular one is great because it has 2, 4, 6, 8 different plugs. So that's amazing, not only for the lamp, but also for my computer, my charger, everything I use, all the electronics I use on the island, because I am using this as a makeshift office station, workstation. So I really like the idea of having that. And as you can see, it also has some USB spots for you to charge your phone, whatever it is that you may need. I will link this for you too. It has been really great to have. And I love having the lamp right there. When the island is cleaned up, it looks really good. And it just makes it feel homey to have a lamp there. That, it is a stool, a vintage stool that I bought maybe 9 years ago. It was also in storage. And finally, I'm planning on upholstering it myself so that I can save some money. Let me show you the condition of this stool. It is absolutely crazy looking. I got it for 20 bucks. I went to pick it up on the train and brought it back on the train. It's solid. It's a beautiful shape. It's like a nice oval shape, and it needs refinishing. Maybe I'll just sand this down or just clean it very well and paint it. And I'm planning on upholstering it in a velvet fabric, which I already ordered samples. I'm just waiting for those to come in. And I also ordered the materials I need to upholster this, which is an extra firm seat cushion and Dacron. I want a nice firm seat on this, but also soft when you sit down, I guess. Just best of both worlds. The Dacron that goes on top of the seat cushion is a 2-inch one. So that's gonna offer some nice cushioning and support as well. I'm looking forward to upholstering this bench or this footstool ASAP. I covered it with plastic because it is very dusty. It was in storage and I'm just not willing to vacuum it right now or anything, because I will be replacing the seat cushion anyway, so there's no need to go through that struggle. Let me show you what the seat cushion looks like. I actually have it here right now decompressing, because Sarah Wright says that seat cushions need about a week to decompress before you use them. And this is a 3-inch thick seat cushion, extra firm. I mean, you would think it's really, really, really firm, but it's still cushiony enough so you won't feel like you're sitting on a rock or anything. I don't have any plans as of yet for the hallway, aside from the herringbone shaped runner that I want to put in there, a sisal one, or just a natural fiber one. The plans for this cabinet or this pantry are many, starting with the fact that I need to get rid of a lot of things and order some organizing boxes and just any organizing system that can help me make it look a lot better than what it looks like right now. But that's usually closed up, so I'm not too worried or too in a rush to get that fixed. The closet, this one right here, also needs a lot of organizing. I don't think I ever spoke about this piece of furniture that I got off of Facebook Market. It's a barrister style vintage bookcase. And I got it a few weeks ago. I've just been living with it to see how I feel about it. And so far, I'm not loving it because there's no need for it here if I'm not gonna have the option to sit on it, which is why I bought it, because I love that it's a bookcase that you can open and in this case store my shoes like I am right here. But after further inspection, the same day that I bought it, I realized that I couldn't sit on it to put on my shoes. So that's not gonna work for me. And unfortunately, despite the fact that I do love the design and that it's vintage and it's precious in that way, I won't be able to keep it. I posted it on Facebook Market probably the same day I bought it and brought it home. and no one has bought it yet, but I'm hoping that someone does because I'm eager to take this out of here so that I can have options to put something else. But it is a shame that I can't sit on it. When I did attempt to sit on it, it's just too flimsy. The wood is not strong enough to hold weight other than like simple little accessories like these. So I'm hoping to get rid of this. But the details are gorgeous. And this is actually 3 pieces. This is 1 piece. Then this is another piece. And then the base with the legs is a separate piece as well. And that's what it looks like. I love the style, and I love that the glass door retracts. I thought it was really cool. I cleaned a little bit just so that you can get an idea of what the living room looks like, especially with the lamp on. I love it there. It gives the home such a homey feeling, cozy and different. Since I'm gonna install the shelves on this wall, the 3 floating shelves, and they're white. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. I was thinking to do a wraparound or a corner shelf unit, but that's really expensive. So instead, I'll do the floating shelves on this wall and a beautiful piece of art on this wall with hopefully a sconce above so that we give it a nice different feel. We can highlight the art as well. The difference that cleaning your apartment makes, huh? Thankfully, I cleaned this island because when it is a mess, the whole apartment looks a mess. The light bulb is not LED as I usually have, and like I have in the rest of the apartment. It's a fluorescent bulb in a warm white color tone because I like the warmth that it offers the apartment. Everything else is so white and neutral that the warmth of that light bulb is more than needed, I think. As for these spice racks or whatever they are right here, they're actually wine crates if I read the side of them correctly. I want to organize that so that it looks less crowded and less unsightly, because right now that's what it's giving. This is what you see right here when you look at the mirror. I still have to install the curtains to close off the kitchen nook, and I did buy the hardware for that off of Amazon. I just placed it right here. So these are let's see if there's a name for this so that I can give you the exact name. This is just like a track system that you paste onto the wall or ceiling, and it's supposed to hold your curtains really well. I'm hoping it works. I haven't tried it yet because I haven't bought the curtains. I'm still deciding on that. As for these water bottles, I like the idea of having them there because they're easily accessible, but I don't like that they're so visible. And like I said, the living room is way too open plan to have things like this just out on the open. So I was thinking to buy some rattan baskets and putting the water bottles in there. And I think they'll look really good. Hopefully I can find some good options that are good quality. And if not the rattan baskets, maybe just another type of system that hides them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.